Welcome to Echoes in the Gallery. I am your host, Susan L. Sistrunk. As an educator and professional artist, it is my privilege to bring you my first original podcast set in a series of volumes. Each episode will air weekly on Spreaker, Spotify, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts. Tonight, in episode 20, The Standoff, while our characters collide and Rachel realizes her mistake, Tuturia and Sergei have disappeared. But to where? Let us step into the gallery and begin. Episode 20, The Standoff. Rachel felt dread wash over her. Ivanov was her buyer? She turned back toward the door and was met with a guarded exit. All of her confidence drained away when the door opened and Eric dragged in Jonathan with his arms tied behind his back. Blood was running in a stream down his nose. Eric had enjoyed that punch very much. "Rachel, you stole from me." Ivanov's voice was measured and calm. Not a good sign for her. "Not only did you steal from me, you tried to sell my own painting back to me? I applaud the audacity, truly." Ivanov stood up and walked toward Jonathan. "And you, what am I going to do with you? Of the choice between you and Gwen, it seems she would have been the weaker link. I stand corrected on that point. Eric, you and the men take these two to the back room. Find out what they know about my money and where my diamonds are." By now, Ivanov knew about the missing funds and was nearing desperation to find his ill-gotten gains. Jonathan knew there was no point in trying to talk his way out of the situation he was in. At the airport, Tuturia and Sergei were hurrying to the gate. The plane was about to leave, and they had to be on it. "We should have stayed to make sure he was dead," Sergei growled. "Are you crazy? We need to get out of here as quickly as possible. We have no idea what is going on with the others now. Gwen isn't quite the innocent bystander you seem to think she is. We have the money, the painting, and the diamonds. You can watch the television report of Ivanov's death online." Tuturia had what she came for and had dealt with enough of Sergei's whining about revenge for the time being. They heard their flight called and made it through the gate, right on time. Her contact would be meeting them at the airport in Texas. The entire time people were boarding, Tuturia kept looking at the front of the plane, half expecting one of the many people now after them to come barging in through the door. As the plane was sealed for takeoff and the cabin pressurized, Sergei sighed beside her. At least he was taking this somewhat seriously. The rolling of the vessel toward the runway did little to calm her nerves. Only when the plane lifted and she felt San Francisco sink into the background did Tuturia close her eyes and allow the fatigue of her past few days to wash over her. Sleep came quickly. Peaceful, dream-free sleep. Right about this time, Jordan and Gwen were teaming up down the street. "Okay, boss, I put a tracker in the lining of the fake diamond bag we gave Tuturia, so we can trail her and Sergei. As long as they don't ditch the bag, we should be okay." "Don't call me boss. I just want us all to make it out of this alive. We should have put the tracker in the frame of the painting." "No way. They will undoubtedly ditch the frame and roll the canvas to travel. The bag was the way to go." Gwen realized he was right. "Okay, let's go meet everyone at the warehouse and see what is going on there. You keep an eye on the tracker." They pulled up to the warehouse and walked in to find a stone-faced Ivanov. He needed answers, fast. "The drop is complete and the tracker is in the fake bag. Jordan is monitoring." Gwen gestured Jordan to come forward. While the man scared the hell out of him, Jordan saw this as his cue to speak up. Yes, Mr. Ivanov, sir." His voice faltered and he felt weak. This man could end his life with a cough. He was petrified. Gwen took control. "Jordan, tell Mr. Ivanov where they are going. Show him the tracking program." Jordan came to life and remembered his job. He opened his laptop and brought up a screen showing a signal. "This will show us where they're headed. About 10 minutes ago, they arrived at San Francisco International Airport. It looks like they've already taken off to their destination, wherever it is. I'm going to hack into security to find out where they are heading." Ivanov looked at Gwen. You both are proving yourselves to be very useful. I'm thankful Yuri was unsuccessful in his attempt to kill you. For now. Jordan nervously looked at Gwen as he thought he would lose control of his bodily functions, especially since he heard screams coming from the other room, which could only mean Jonathan and Rachel were being tortured. Why did everyone else just keep acting like this was normal? He felt sick. Eric walked up to Gwen. Are you okay? I'm fine. What's up with those two in there? Well, they aren't spilling the beans and the diamonds aren't in the room where they were staying or in the car. This is a problem. They're not on them either. Gwen and Jordan filled Eric in on the tracker and their progress. Ivanov spoke up. Once the whiz kid finds out where they're going, we will take my jet. Let's take Jonathan and Rachel with us. They will tell us where the diamonds are eventually. I promise you. The group headed toward the private airstrip while Jordan continued his magic at the computer. Rachel and Jordan were silent, both bloodied from the encounter with Ivanov's men. Gwen looked at Jonathan. His neck, although the wound was covered with a bandage at the spot where Jordan had stabbed him, looked red and angry. Mr. Ivanov, Gwen stated, I think we need to change his bandage. His neck could be getting infected. And I am sure you still want him alive, yes? Good thinking, Gwen. Just remember, this man is a traitor to us both. He will only remain alive as long as he is useful. Jonathan, don't say a word to Gwen as she changes your bandage. She shows you more kindness than your weakling self deserves. If it weren't for the information I need from you, I would let you die of sepsis. Ivanov sipped his drink slowly and looked away. Rachel looked at Jonathan and glared. Her look said, don't you dare tell them where the diamonds are. If Ivanov found them, there would be no reason to keep the two of them alive, and her retirement fund would be history. Once seated on the plane, Ivanov turned to Jordan. Okay, genius, where are we going? Well? Jordan stammered. This was weird. He didn't even know there was an airport in that area. Spill it, kid, or I'll make you talk. Jordan winced and found his voice. It looks like they boarded a plane for somewhere in Texas called Lajitas. This concludes episode 20 of Echoes in the Gallery. Join me, your host, Susan L. Sistrunk, next week for episode 21, Up in the Air, on Spreaker, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and love each other.